Hello and welcome everybody to Game 1 of TT1 versus Top from the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge played in New York City just a week ago. I have casted a few of these games before, so I'm going to be casting another series. I didn't actually get to see a lot of the IEM because I was watching MLG. Admittedly, I am kind of a big MLG fanboy. I tuned into some of the IEM, but I didn't get to see a lot of it, so I've been downloading a lot of the replays. They released, I think, every single replay from the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in New York, and so I did download most of them, and I've been watching a lot of them, having a lot of fun watching them, and I thought this would be one, this is one best of three that I actually didn't hear anything about. Didn't hear anything about it, and it's between two absolutely fantastic players. So I really wanted to watch it. So, without any further ado, spawning here in the bottom left position as the pink Protoss playing for Team FnaticMSi, we have TT1. Spawning here in the top left position of Tal'Darim Alter as the blue Terran, one of the best players on Team OGS, we have Top. Now, as I was saying, Top is, of course, I think OGS have said themselves that Top is one of their best players, fantastic player. He is in Code S, really good Terran player. Gonna be interested to see what he's gonna be going for. He is known for going for a wide variety of styles. He is definitely a really good, very versatile player that has a very strong macro-oriented style play, but he does have the capability to cheese and go for some of those early aggressive styles of play. And so, going to be very excited to see how he's going to be playing in this matchup. TT1, of course, is a Canadian Protoss player. Does pretty well, been around for quite a while, does fairly well in the tournament scene, been around, been playing lots of different tournaments, been seeing a lot of games from him just throughout the entire time StarCraft 2 has been around. Now, jumping right into this game, as I said, this is going to be game one of a best of three, so we're going to see how these two players are going to be able to handle each other. And now, looks like TT1 has started by doing that standard Protoss opening of getting that gateway down, the assimilators going down. We now have the cybernetics core going down as well, and oops, sorry, I keep zooming in for some reason. And now we do have the Vespene Geyser, second Vespene Geyser, which I assume is going to be taken very shortly here. In the base of Top right now, we do have the orbital command going down and no gas yet going down here for Top. He does have one barracks out constantly producing, and it looks like he is going to be saving up for an expansion. Yep, looks like he does have that SCV already in place, ready to throw down that command center the moment he hits 400 minerals. Definitely a mark of a good player is one thing that you can do to improve your play is to just always have workers there ready to make your units the moment you want to make them. Send out your workers ahead of time so that once they get there, a very well-timed player will start to send out an SCV or drone or probe to the position that they want to build a building before he actually has enough resources to do so, just so that exactly when he has enough resources to do so, he can throw that building down exactly in the place he wants it. And now, we do have both players scouting each other. Both players scouting each other about the latest time possible. TT1 actually went all the way around this direction, and Top actually went around this direction, so both players scouted each other at exactly the same time and at the latest possible time to scout each other, and TT1 did actually manage to scout this expansion command center that went down for Top, so he's going to be aware of it, and yeah, now we can see that he is now throwing down that expansion nexus of his own. Both players right now continuing to just get them workers up right now. TT1 just slightly ahead because he does, of course, have those chrono boosts going down, but because of the mules for Terran, TT1 is going to be just a little bit behind in the income rate, as those mules are just really good. Top is now just starting to mine on that natural expansion as well, throwing down a couple more barracks. Looks like it's going to be three barracks here coming out of Top as he continues to just get up a bunker, play defensively, and get his economy going. So it looks like we are seeing some economic style play here from Top in game one. Now, TT1, on the other hand, no, actually he's getting up gateways as well. So we have 3 racks versus 3 gateways at this point in time here. So Gonna be interested to see what TT1 is gonna be going for. There's a wide variety of styles currently being played by Protoss. Protoss for a while definitely were not doing that well, but with the most recent patch and the changes to the warp-ins on the ramp, as well as the immortal changes that were made, and in particular the warp prism changes, been making a lot of differences in the way the Protoss players play. And actually they've been playing a little bit more like Terrans lately, where they've been kind of getting that big gateway army, but while they get up that big gateway army, they've been using warp prisms to get a lot of mobility and to do a lot of harassment all over the map, as opposed to before where Protoss pretty much just went for that uber strong, super strong, one huge army. Now they're starting to break up their army just a little bit more and start to go for pushes in all different places, trying to do drops all over the place. Absolutely loving that style of play, especially since they have that improved warp prism. Now, what do we have here from TT1? And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a 6-gate timing attack here coming out of TT1. This could be very, very strong here for TT1. There's been a variety of different warp gate pushes that have been coming out from Protoss players lately. 7 gates, 6 gates, and even 5-gate timings have been very, very popular among all kinds of Protoss players lately. They can be very, very strong and can have a lot of units that all of a sudden storm out very, very quickly. And as we can see, yeah, we do now have the forces of TT1 now moving out of the base. Looks like he's going to be sending one probe forward to be placing down these forward pylons. He has one here. That is a well-placed pylon here by TT1. This is going to allow him to warp in units early in the attack before his closer pylons get up, but more importantly, it's going to be here so that as he retreats, if he's forced to retreat, he can reinforce his push as he retreats. Now we do have the forward pylon going down here. Top is aware of this. He does have one factory out on the map here, scouting the entire army of TT1, and now all the SCVs now being pulled here for Top. They are going to try to get a good surround on these bunkers so that the Zealots cannot get in there and deal the damage to these bunkers. And now the mass repair going down on all these bunkers. Force fields going down. Not the best force fields in the world. They could be stopping more of these SCVs from repairing, but they're really not doing that much at this point in time. And these bunkers are actually getting repaired quite a bit, and so many forces of TT1 are actually going down quite a bit. And Top didn't lose a unit in that engagement. I think if we check out the workers lost count, yeah, it looks like he lost 8 workers, and that is all that Top has lost in that engagement to TT1. I think actually lost a lot more in that engagement. If we check out the units lost tab, yeah, we can see that TT1 is actually way ahead in the workers lost, or the units lost count, which this units lost count is of course the one tab you do not want to be ahead in. And wow, TT1 is way ahead, currently almost 1,500 minerals or resources ahead rather at this point in time. Top in a very good position right now. Didn't lose a single army unit at all. If we check out the harvester count right now, we can see that TT1 is still ahead in worker count despite losing all those units. But man, that is not something you want to see from that 6-gate push, losing all those units and not dealing any damage at all to Top. Short a bunch of workers, but those workers I think are going to be quickly remedied by just mules and getting up more SCV production here out of these 2 orbital commands. And yeah, it looks like we do now have Top preparing to get down another expansion. In the meantime, he's sending out this factory to try to scout his opponent and try to see what his opponent's doing. But I think at this point in time, he can just try to stay ahead in the food count. 88 food right now to 79 food. It looks like he's going to be pushing forward with a few stimmed units here from Top. Looks like he's going to try to push in here. This is a primarily Marine Marauder force in the base of TT1. Looks like he's now just throwing down that Twilight Council and that Forge, getting that +1 ground armor upgrade, as well as that Zealot charge. Very important upgrades when your opponent is going for this heavily bio-focused army. And now, yeah, it looks like Top is actually just going to be pulling back once he saw the army of TT1. He's just going to be pulling back, going to be playing safe and taking his 3rd expansion. Yep, looks like that is exactly what Top is doing here. And TT1 now going to start to throw down more gateways. I'm actually surprised that he's not throwing down a robotics facility. He needs to start getting that robotech up if he's going to want to be able to deal with the forces of Top. This heavily bio composition really does need Colossi if he wants to be able to deal with it. At which time Top is definitely going to need to start getting up a starport for getting out those Vikings to be able to deal with those Colossi. That is the commonly used tech route to go against these Protoss units. Now, one other potential option that TT1, of course, could be going for is High Templar, but we don't yet have a Templar Archives going down here for TT1. The Zealot count is really, really high at this point in time, though, and we do actually have Ghosts now being produced here for Top. I actually think it would be best if he actually pulled back right now and did not attack, and that is exactly what Top is doing. He needs more high-tech units if he's going to be able to deal with this high number of Zealots. The scan did go down, so Top did see this heavy Zealot composition here from TT1, so yeah, he's just going to be pulling back till he can be getting those Ghosts up. Those Ghosts with their EMPs are going to help tremendously in taking out all of these Zealots from TT1. TT1 now looking like he's deciding to get a little bit aggressive as he's now moving out across the map. I don't know about this choice here from TT1. By the time he gets to his opponent's base, his opponent is going to have those Ghosts up. Yeah, he's placing those forward pylons. He really wants to get aggressive here, warping in more units on this little high ground over here. But I think he really needs to get some higher tech units here if he's going to want to be able to deal with this army that now has Ghosts included in this composition. Those EMPs are going to do really, really, really well against this army. This army just really needs something more high-tech. He needs Psystorms. He needs Colossi. He just needs something to be able to deal with this. Now, Top is going to looks like, yeah, he might be losing this third expansion. Yeah, Top was forced to cancel that third expansion here, and now TT1, I would say at this point in time, would be it would be best for him to just pull back and try to take a third of his own at this point in time, because he doesn't have the tech he needs to engage this army, but he's going down anyway, and the EMPs are going down all over the sentries. Those sentries lost so much energy, didn't get off any force fields on this army, and now Top just burning through the Zealot count of TT1. TT1 GGing out of the game, knowing at this point in time he cannot come back. These forces are just too strong. These units were all +1/+1 at this point in time, so Top was able to take game 1. We are now going to be going into game 2, ladies and gentlemen, to see if TT1 can come back and try to see if he can win game 2, or will Top just take TT1 in game 2 and win this entire best of 3 in a 2-game series. So stick with me, guys, to see if TT1 can come back in game 2. Game 2 right now.